How's it going, everyone? I am Splat41, here with some more Pokemon news. And a few days ago, we got a brand new Pokemon Direct. And it being a Direct, there was a lot more information than we usually get, from one single trailer. And we haven't been getting as much news as we usually do with new Pokemon games. Like with the previous Pokemon games, we got lots of trailers and stuff. But yeah, we got a new Direct, and so we got new information. So, let's start with the new Pokemon. So first of all, let's start with Gossifleur over here. And now, it is a grass type. There's its height, there's its weight, and there's its abilities. Cotton Down and Regenerator. And they've given two pictures, some of them screenshots, some of them not, and two descriptions for each of these Pokemon, except for the last two, but you'll see. Anyway, so here on this left description is talking about how the pollen it has a healing effect too, right? And then how it moves in the wind and things like that. Typical stuff for grass type Pokemon, but we also seen its evolution in the Direct as well, and it's called Eldegoss. It is another grass type Pokemon. There's its height and weight, and here's its abilities: Cotton Down and Regenerator. As you can see, it has that massive cotton ball forehead, right? Which then the Goss part of its name makes sense, because that actually means, relating to cotton, right? So we already have Swablu and Altaria, we already have Cottony and Whimsicott for cotton Pokemon. I'm sure there might be some more that I'm forgetting. Wait a minute, does Mareep count? I'm not sure. That's a bull, isn't it? No. I'm pretty sure Marie Bennett's line does, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, we actually get to see the evolution animation during the Direct, and it's pretty good. It's a pretty good animation. But back to Eldegoss. Yeah, here it says on the left description what I already said. Apparently protects its head from damage. This is clearly a very middle stage Pokemon. We also in these screenshots we're also seeing the battle UI. I mean, you probably can't see in this video, but you could see on the bottom left. On the bottom left there's Pokeballs. You have the health bar for both Pokemon. The EXP bar is in gray, and looks like you can press X to use Pokeball and Y to see info. Info on what? I'm guessing it goes to like the status screen, but when you go to Pokemon or to do that, I don't know. We'll see what info does. Probably info on whatever Pokemon you're using. Anyway, the right description says about its nutritious seeds that it spreads through the region, similar to Cottony, right? I'm pretty sure Cottony does a similar thing. But anyway, next we have Vulu, right? It's a sheep Pokemon, and yes, it is very, very fluffy. Very fluffy looking. It's normal type. There's its height and weight. And in fact, Game Freak is pretty much clearly aware, because its ability is fluffy and run away. And here you can, and look. The left description is also talking about its fluffy body. The white fur that covers their bodies grows throughout their lives. And their fur is used for clothing and carpets and stuff. And it's a Pokemon that craves stability. It doesn't like conflict, but of course, Pokemon battles, so whatever. That explains the run away ability though. Also, we have the Pokemon Dreadnought next. This is a water rock Pokemon. I mean, water rock. It sort of looks like it might be a fossil Pokemon. It's probably not though. I don't know. I think whenever we usually see the fossil Pokemon, they're usually, you know, but usually told that the fossil Pokemon. Right? That is how it is, isn't it? I mean, pretty sure that's how I remember it being for X and Y. Anyway, there's tiny weight, there's its ability strong jaw and shell armor. So yeah, and they say about how it's hard to raise and how it has powerful jaws and muscles and stuff. And when you and in the direct they were talking about how it can bite through stuff really well, and it was battling a Sobble. Oh my gosh! I was thinking, oh no! Don't do that right now. Oh gosh. Anyway, next up, we have Corviknight. This is amazing. Amazing looking Pokemon. It is Flying Steel type, not Steel Flying type, Flying Steel. This makes it the third Pokemon to have Flying as its primary type, the other two being Noibat and Noivern. And in fact, as you know, the only pure Flying type Pokemon is like Tornadus, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Tornadus. There's Tide and Raid, its ability is Pressure and a Nerve. I mean, when I saw this Pokemon, it reminded me of Skarmory, but this clearly has a different thing going on. Rather than Skarmory, which was, you know, it was really just a metal bird, not... but this is clearly like a night bird. It's a night-like bird. Yeah. You know, Corviknight. So yeah, in the left description it's saying about how, you know, you don't want to challenge it, you don't want to provoke them, but the right description also shows how, you know, they use like a taxi. So you know, you could probably use these instead of HM Fly. Probably more reason to suspect that HMs are not gonna be returning, right? Because it says use a flying taxi to travel from town to town. It just look at this right screenshot. Here we have a Corviknight on top of this box, clear box with taxi written on the top of it, and then there's a guy under it. So it, like, you go inside the box and it carries you across. Oh my gosh. That would be either really cool or really terrifying, but probably we'll just see a tiny cutscene and then instantly be there, cause this is Pokemon anyway. Right. Anyway, so we also have the legendaries of the game. These are Zacian and Zamazenta. And here's the two descriptions they have for them. We don't know anything else about them. Now, you know, Zacian's description is talking about how it appears to be holding a sword, and Zamazenta's description is talking about how it appears to be covered in a shield. Appears to be, so they're not actually have a sword and shield, you know, right? So when you these were introduced in the trailer in the very near the end, and you see them, right? You see first of all, game footage. Not this isn't. It wasn't game footage, obviously, right? But still, this little pre-rendered bit that they made for them. You see, like, you know, you see Zamazenta and is there and senses something, and it's Zacian, right? I have to get used to saying their names. Or Zacian is there and attempts to attack the other. But the thing is that they seem, they seem not to hate each other. Is the best way of putting it, I think. Because, okay, I mean, the box legendaries, like, Lugia and Ho-Oh and Kyogre and Groudon, they either hate each other and or represent opposite things. Sometimes they never even meet each other, right? But here, not only I would say that swords and shields are opposite things, but not only do they meet each other, but they seem to have some sort of mutual agreement. Like one of them attacks. It's like they're going. One of them attacks the other, and the other's going, "Oh, it's you. It's fine." Either that, or they're just meeting each other for the same time. Despite that, whichever one it is, right? So it seems like they see another threat, another third Pokemon that we don't see, who's probably going to be the third Pokemon, right? For whatever the third, but not really third version is going to be. So whatever this third threat, probably a Pokemon, is, we don't get to see it, but these two Pokemon are teaming up, to try and combat it, and we get to see the sword part and their shield part of their bodies, glowing in separate colors. So that probably has some sort of meaning. I would like to know what the mystery is behind these two. Anyway, on to other stuff. So yes, we have more characters. So first of all, we have the main character, of course. I mean, training customization is back, so you can choose things like skin tone and whatever, right? And then we have the Professor Magnolia, of course, another tree name Professor, and she is studying the new Dynamaxing, and we'll talk about Dynamax, right? She has an assistant named Sonia, right? Who's apparently going to be giving us advice on us, the main character, advice. This is Hop. He's the younger brother of the champion, who we'll talk about next. He's going to be one of our rivals, especially to know one of our rivals. I don't remember whether he chose the weaker Pokemon weak to yours, or the one Pokemon strongest to you. I don't remember which one he chooses, but I think he chooses the weaker one. I'm not sure which one. Either way, yeah. So he's the younger brother of Leon, and this kind of surprised me, because they just straight up during the trailer said, this guy, he's the champion. But like, what? Revealing the champion just like that, this early. Like, okay, but to be honest, there is some. It does sort of make sense though, because with Pokemon gyms, right? Pokemon battles in general, really, is they're a big thing in the Galar region, you see. Like, they're on TV and stuff. You can even see little Rotom drones flying around and filming everything. And you have like these, and the Pokemon gyms are these giant stadiums where a bunch of crowds are watching. It's amazing. So I guess it kind of makes sense that people actually care about the champion, unlike the other regions, and constantly have crowds following them. But some people are thinking he might be a villain or something else suspicious. And I can see why. It is kind of weird. But at the same time, you know, there's probably a reason to show the champion this early. Either way, we also have this Rotom phone thing, again, leading to the idea that HMs are probably again gone, just like Gen 7. Because we have this Rotom phone thing. Rotom is just a smartphone. No, I'm not exaggerating. He is. He's a smartphone here. Yep, yeah, that's Rotom as a smartphone. Obviously, that's not an in-battle form, but, you know, so it says you can, you know, attach it to your bike. And the bike is back, by the way. You can attach it to your bike to make it move faster on land, or even use your bike on top of water. Amazing. Alright, so, and then we also have one of the gym leaders revealed. This is a grass type gym leader, clearly. And they use an Eldegoss, you know, being the second evolution, so I don't think they're the first gem. They might be, probably very early on. Maybe the second, but it could be the first. I don't know. I'm not sure where the grass gem was. Anyway, so there's also this new Dynamax feature, which the first time I saw this during the trailer, I was like, what? These Pokemon are huge, and they're using all these amazing attacks. Wow, and then you fling a giant Pokeball at them and it lands on the ground with a thud. Ooh. Just look at this art they made of it. This is giant Dynamax Pangoro, and you have Pikachu, Sobble, Grookey, and Scorba, and you're trying to fight it. and the ground's like, oh my gosh. So yeah, you could have a bunch. It seems like every Pokemon can Dynamax. The thing is, it lasts 3 turns. They said it lasts 3 turns. Also, it seems like every single one of them has this sort of weird black hole thing appear above them. Right? Yeah, so they have this sort of black hole thing above them. I don't know what it is. They also have these kind of red tiny, 3 red tiny Stormcloud pen. If you can see that. It seems like they're above every single Pokemon that goes, that uses this Dynamax thing. Also, the whole Dynamax thing, I'm like, people are already like, oh, this Dynamax Freylord look like, so that'll be huge, right? Oh gosh. Anyway, so the whole Dynamax thing is like the third of these huge gimmicks that they've added. So of course, Gen 6 had Mega Evolution, Gen 7 had Z moves, and now here in Gen 8 we have Dynamax. But it's like, how many of these can they add? The Dynamax thing is kind of interesting, but it's like, I'm thinking, I hope they don't add another similar thing to the next gen. Yeah, you can fight wild Dynamax Pokemon, and while it does last 3 turns if you use it yourself, in these special Dynamax wild battles, you'll fight one Dynamax wild Pokemon that stays like that for the whole battle. And in this, it's a bit interesting because it's a 4v1, right? It's 4 players versus 1 wild Dynamax Pokemon. And it seems like these wild Dynamax Pokemon can use some sort of special powers. I don't know what that means. I think they just need moves. Right? But yeah. Just to be clear though, 4 players versus 1 wild Pokemon. But it does says that, you know, if you can't get enough players, specifically if 3 other trainers are available, right, then it'll fill in the slots with AI. I don't know what that I'm gonna assume they have rental Pokemon, pre-made Pokemon for them, the AI, right? Also, it also says though, Nintendo Switch Online, the paid Nintendo Switch Online is required. In case it isn't obvious, yes. And it's probably required for all of the online stuff. Well, right. So yeah, the Dynamax thing lasts for 3 turns, and you know, it changes your moves into these max moves, they call them. It says it makes your Pokemon more powerful, right? It also says, so these max moves, right? I'm trying to find out. There is this one part where they explained Dynamaxing, and we see Raichu go Dynamax, or whatever you would call it. I guess you would just call it Dynamax, right? And they see its move, and it's like, and its moves change, but not in the way Z moves change, right? Because there's one Z move for each type, and while the power and stuff varies, in the end it's really just about how many types are there? 18 moves for one of each type, and the power and stuff varies depending on what original move you chose. But here that doesn't seem to be the case, because these max moves, first of all of them have max at the beginning of their names, right? They do seem to be different. Okay, so there's this one scene where they explain this, and there's a Dynamax button similar to the Z move button and the Mega Evolution button, and as you can see, this Raichu, it has Thunderball, Light Screen, Brick Break, and Quick Attack. That becomes Max Lightning, Max Guard, Max Knuckle, and Max Dry, and as you can see, there's symbols. There's symbols next to the names of the moves, so clearly denoting their type. But as you can see, you know, it doesn't seem like all moves will have some sort of equivalent. Like Thunderbolt is Max Lightning, Light Screen is Max Guard, and interesting thing to know is it changes from Psychic type to Normal type. So some moves will change type. Again, all this is for 3 turns, so, you know, whatever. Other than that, I guess the last thing to talk about is this wild area. Yeah, this wild area. Here's where you mainly find those wild Dynamax wild battles, right? Those wild Dynamax wild battles. If you see in some screenshots, there's a tiny icon on the bottom left with the Y button above it, so I'm assuming when you're in this wild area you press the Y button, and then it'll look out for players to, you know, to be around. You can find other players to come into the wild area with you, and then you could go fight some wild Dynamax Pokemon or whatever. Max Ray battles, yeah, that's what they're called. Anyway, people saw this wild area thing and were like, oh my gosh, Pokemon's open world now, that's so cool. Sort of, I guess. It does seem more open, which I think is cool. I don't think Pokemon should go completely open world, because I don't know how that would work, you know, with levels and everything, right? With levels and everything. But this, I think, is an interesting approach. It's an interesting middle ground to the whole linear versus open world thing. Because there's plenty of different Pokemon you can find. Like, look, there's a Milotic, there's a Mantic, a Tyranitar, Seismitoad, and also new Pokemon like Carbonite are there. and the kind of Pokemon you find there varies in the weather and stuff. So I think this is really cool. And a big open area to find Pokemon in. And yeah, also, I hope the fishing is changed back to how it worked in Gen 6. I don't like the fishing in Gen 7. Why can I only fish at certain specific spots when before I could just go anywhere in the water, pull out the fishing rod, and then, you know, fish? It doesn't make sense. But anyway, yeah, I think that pretty much covers it for this video. So thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like because I also with the channel on, and be sure to subscribe for some more Pokemon news. Thanks for watching. Bye.